Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Today we are reading Caitanya Caritamrta Madhya Lila 25.106 onwards. Please, Prabhuji, take over the call, Prabhu.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda. First of all, like to welcome the online audience member. Before we begin today's session on Caitanya Caritamrta, Madhya Lila, 25th chapter, the title is How All the Residents of Varanasi Became Vaishnavas. So before, I want to read this sloka. We recited the Panchatattva mantra. This is what Prabhupada suggested. And then today, sloka began from 106. So if you have the book, you can also recite together. 106. Tattva ami kohino tomare, Jiva tumi eiti naribe janibare. O Brahma, I shall explain all this truth to you. Since you are a living being, Jiva, without my explanation, you will not be able to understand your relationship with me. Devotional activity and life's ultimate goal. So before I go further, just to catch up, I came late, please forgive me. I was away for almost 2 months. I didn't catch up with your study group, but these questions are coming by originally discussion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here trying to answer what Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur, as he has surrendered but did not become devotee yet. Well, you may say, what do you mean? Surrender and become devotee is the same. Yes, in one sense same, but just like initiation. Initiation time, you surrender to your guru. But that surrender doesn't mean at that moment one is completely pure devotee. For initiation, Prabhupada, the way Prabhupada put it, Diksha, he put initiation means begin. It's begin with this event. So Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur, he began with this event of questioning and getting the answer of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if you look at, I'm looking at 87 verse on the same chapter, this is the answer of that question. Eto boli prabhure loiya tathai bosila, prabhure prakashananda puchita lagila. After saying this, Prakashananda Saraswati sat down with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to question the Lord as follows. Prakashananda Saraswati said, we can understand the faults you have pointed out in the Mayavad philosophy. All the explanations given by Shankaracharya are imaginary. Now, this is very sophisticated way to understand and present it. That whenever we ask a question, generally, there is a standard in spiritual path. How to ask a question and what to ask a question and how it will be beneficial to all others. Otherwise, what is the purpose? So generally, even in Bhagavatam, we see that what the questions we ask tell us about our needs, our thinking, ourselves, who we are, and our absorption, what we are focusing at this time in our life. So, I'm requesting the audience online, let's go a scenery where Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur, he was a hardcore Mayavadi. He used to literally, in 17th chapter Madhya Lila, it says, cutting the body of the God every day in his speech. He would say, God have, it sounds very cool. Every day he would say, God has no form, God has no leg, God has no hand. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed that he is to cut the body of the God. Now, such a severe, cruel personality, even endowed with leprosy. In Srila Prabhupada write in his purport that he got the leprosy because of his this kind of behavior. Now, such a big demon type of took sannyas from Mayavad, and then now he was challenging, and then now by the mercy of two sets of devotees, one was Maharashtrian Brahman, and the other one was Chandrasekhar and Tapan Mishra. And because of their compassionate nature as a Vaishnava, it happened to focus on the Mayavad. Now, this Maharashtrian Brahman says that he was actually follower of Mayavad. So obviously he was innocent, and he was fortunate in a sense that he was directed towards Mahaprabhu, and he fell in love with Mahaprabhu's teaching. And then he found that Mahaprabhu is not just Mahaprabhu, that Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he even said that if anybody comes in contact with Mahaprabhu, he will recognize Mahaprabhu as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he will be very eager to serve the Lord. So knowing this, himself found himself in that position. He was thinking, how do I make this situation where Mahaprabhu can be seen by those Mayavadis? Obviously, he had a strong desire to distribute this bhakti and deliver these Mayavadis. So he already built a little respect and very humble suggestion he made to Mahaprabhu, and that's how this whole episode took place. At the same time, there was the other Vaishnavas like Chandrasekhar and Tapan Mishra. They felt so despondent by the behavior of Mayavadis who would criticize Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They requested Mahaprabhu. So both parties came. It is by the mercy of Vaishnava. Then Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur got delivered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Delivered in a sense, his illusion is going out. Now, after he get this explanation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will become pure devotee. They're already in a sense, he admitted in Bhakti school from Mayavad now, and Mahaprabhu now going to train him and raise him above. So on this phenomenon, episode, beautifully explained by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, that we just read, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was explaining or answering his questions. And in the questions, he's going to now establish this Brahmaji's good fortune from Krishna. In that dialogue that Lord Krishna revealed the truth. What he revealed the truth to Brahmaji, who revealed the same truth to his disciple Narada, or his son, and Narada to Vyasdev, and Vyasdev to all of us, to Prabhupada. So we begin with this. Let's invoke the mercy of Guru Krishna. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Gyenanjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance, with the torchlight of knowledge. Bande Gurum Padadandam Bhakta Brinda Samannitam Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Bande Nityananda Sahoditam Srinandanandanam Vande Radhika Charnadayam Gopijana Samajuktam Vrindavana Manoharam. Namaste Gurudevaya Sarvasiddhi Pradayine Sarvamangalokaya Sarva Anandadayine. Also, I am very thankful to Srila Prabhupada for translating other Acharyas' inner realization into his purport, and he is giving more that to make the audience understand, fools like me, in a language or in a way, the very simple way, he break down in his purport and he made it very clear, and I'm eternally grateful for that to Srila Prabhupada. Also, I'm eternally grateful to all those devotees, including you all, online listener, and Mother Anjana Gopika, for organizing such a nice Harikatha through internet in this age of Kali. So, Kali Yuga is worshipable by the wise people, and those who are not very intelligent, they see the problem only in Kali Yuga. But Kali Yuga is the most glorified by Bhagavatam also. Kali Sabha Jayanti Arja Gunaggasar Bhagina Jatra Sankirtana Naiva Sarvasatra Abhilabhate. In Kali Yuga is worshipped by the wise man in a sense, because just by hearing about Krishna, you can attain something which you need to do thousands of year meditation in other ages. So we are very thankful for that easily we can get this. Now, back to this, 107. Joyche Amar Swarup, Joyche Amar Sthiti, Joyche Amar Guna Karma Sara Vaishwarya Shakti. So Srila Prabhupada translated, I shall explain to you my actual form and situation, my attributes, activities, and 6 opulences. Now you may find, interestingly, I was just reading this morning when I found out where I had to speak this morning, that some of the sloka you may see redundant or similar explanation is repeated. No, some are Mahaprabhu's direct explanation to Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur in order to back up his opinion, even though he's Supreme Personality of Godhead. The conclusion, Veda, only comes through the mouth, from the mouth of the absolute truth. Still, Mahaprabhu acting as a speaker and preacher. So whatever he's saying, and then he's referring by a sloka. That's why it looks like a repeated. But this is how it should be. Like if I say something, if somebody say, where is this understanding come from? It has to come from realization, and there has to be some sloka backing, similar. Then it will be good. Not necessarily we have to repeat everything like a parrot. We have to also express the realization that we got. Srila Prabhupada always encourages us. Just like in grand opening of, not grand opening, groundbreaking of Juhu Temple in Mumbai. Prabhupada asked that question, how do you accept Sri Krishna as the Supreme Lord? So you probably, some of you heard this. So some devotee, there were only few devotee, handful devotee, not so many. Those days there was no big ISKCON in Bombay. Hardly, only few devotee knew. So some Mahangsa Maharaj was there. He gives this description. Some devotee says, it says in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Aham Adi Devanam, Aham Sarvasva Prabhu. So many words, Krishna says, I am the source of everything. Everything comes from me. I am the origin. So Brahmaji also says, Ishvara Sarva Parama Krishna, Govindam Adi Purusham. So many verses. So they said, Prabhupada said, that's good, very good. Something more? Then one disciple says, well, you are saying Krishna is Supreme Lord. Prabhupada said, that's also good. Then another devotee says, well, all the acharyas are agreeing that Krishna is the Supreme Absolute Truth. Prabhupada said, that's also very good. These are all solid, valid points. Something more. Prabhupada wanted something more. And then Mahangsa Maharaj, he recalled that point was expressed that I have to, just like I grow up with the affection of mother, I do not need to go to the laboratory to check her DNA or if she is really my mother or not. Why? Because the four function of the mother, the Palan, Posan, Taran, Bhatsan, she has raised me perfectly. Perfectly. So I accepted her, and there is no question. You cannot pay me, even I'm asking myself, nobody can pay me millions or unlimited wealth for me to forget my mother. No, it's not possible. And there is no question of replacing her, and there is no question of, forcing to change that view. Because that's how I grow up, and it is invaded in my consciousness, and I saw her affection for me. So similarly, we have to grow up with Krishna. Until we accept Krishna as a supreme, lovable, most eminent, eternally eminent, lovable person, friend, until we accept that, this is what emphasized in this discussion today, or next few verses you will see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will explain. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says even, let's see, the first sloka, 106 today. He says that, oh Brahma, I shall explain all this truth to you. Since you are living being, without my explanation, you will not be able to understand your relationship with me, devotional activities, and life's ultimate goal. Relationship of the Lord, even in the material world, you can see relationship of a person is not by reading his profile or biodata. I mean, you can do that, but relationship indicates the nature of the person, characteristics of the person. If I'm going to have my relationship with that person, I want to know the nature, liking, preference, what he or she likes or don't like, what are the similarity differences, what are the hobbies, what are the goal of life. Relationship is not just by reading biodata or profile. So similarly, Brahma, here Prabhupada translate, interestingly, he said to understand your relationship with me. So this is the point that Prabhupada was establishing in the Bombay groundbreaking, that until you build the relationship with Krishna, then the impersonalism, contamination of impersonalism is still there. Just like Prakashananda Saraswati, is coming from a hardcore. And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 12.5, he says, Klesha adhikatarastesam, abhyakta asakta chetasam, abhyakta hi goti dukkha dhyan buddhi rabapati. Those who are trying like this, for them it will be very difficult, because this conception of God as impersonal, and because the soul in their constitutional position has a senses, has a form, and God also has a eternal form and eternal senses and enjoyment spirit. They are made of enjoyment spirit, both the soul and God. So for them to be impersonal, not to have a relationship is abnormal. And this is what disturbing that as Krishna says, klesha adhikatara, means they will suffer. They will suffer. Deham buddhi rabapati, because they have a senses, there is a function required. The function of the heart is bhakti. It is required. And if it is not promoted, it is actually harming to the soul. Any philosophy, any religion in this world, if they do not allow to have a deity worship, if they do not allow to have a personal relationship built, they are actually harming. Those are not religion.